lifeless. You had, McBride coming in here, bruised groin, whatever the case may be. Ball movement dead. A lot of ISO. Ball movement, not necessarily dead, but just very inconsistent ball movement. Defense, terrible. Obviously, when you take Mitch out of there and you're dealing with lengthy spurts of Towns at the 5 and then Precious at the 5, who's been even worse, you get a lot of problems. They get outscored by about 15 from 3. They shoot 26% from downtown. And, yeah, just pretty much dead, man. Dead in the water. But given that, given the comments from Hart yesterday, which I agreed with, I thought, the schedule is brutal. They got in now at 3 a.m. in Charlotte this morning. I'm thinking the coach is going to go 8, 10, 11, 12, right? Like, because to me, I'm not even worried about wins and losses right now, bro. They don't need these games. I said it on Twitter. People are like, what are you talking about? They don't need these games. They'll bounce back on Saturday and be all right. Tonight was a night where, with tired legs, tired brains, win, lose, or draw, just give these guys a night off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the lead coming down on the Thunder. They're coming down on the Nuggets. These guys are even resting their starters, and they're doing well. So I'm saying for a Knicks team where, they need a little reset. They need a little recalibration. Give a lot of these guys a night. Like, obviously, with no Mitch, you can't afford to not play Precious. You got to play Precious and live the result. You got to play Precious. You got to play with him. But, for the Wings, for the Hearts, OG had a decent night. For the Bridges, for the Pains, for McBride. McBride's not looking good. I want to see more Kolick. Give me a little Beauchamp, see what's going on there. The other kid, Anton, whatever, he can stay on the bench. Give me a little Kolick. Give me a little Beauchamp. Shamit's out there just getting cardio like he usually does. That's a Shamit special. Pain is pain. I thought this was a night you go to the bench a little bit more and give them a run. Win, lose, or draw. They didn't need this game.
You expected Tom Thibodeau to go to his bench a little bit more. CP, come on, man.
Bro, it's different than the first half of the season. First half of the season, I can understand it.
It's not even the first half of the season.
What?
It's not even the first half of the season, though. Like, we've seen this over many years that he just does this, bro. We've seen this. Even in competitive seasons, he just won't do that, man.
I mean, like I said, man, the game doesn't even matter. So, to insult to injury, you lose and you go 8-man deep. And these guys are clearly worn out. It just makes no sense.
I agree with there's no need to go with an 8-man rotation tonight, especially the way that you saw these guys played against San Antonio. And I said this on Twitter, man, where this game doesn't hurt, but the Spurs game hurts even more now after we lost this one. And it's like a hot sauce that's like a ticking time bomb, right? You're having the wings. It's like, it's not too bad. But then, it settles in for like after a couple seconds, maybe a minute. And then you're like, whoa, there's some heat. This hurts a little bit. And that's how the Spurs games feel. The Spurs games feel right now, because these are two like tanking teams. Like, we should be able to beat these teams. We have the talent. There's no excuses, especially yesterday's game. Yeah. At this point, like, you have the talent. Like, this team like is purposely trying to go get, Cooper Flag. Like, what are they even doing out here? Like I said yesterday, they might have had for the Spurs, they may have had this game circled. Hornets probably had this game circled because, look, the Knicks have beaten both these teams. Knicks were coming in tonight hoping to sweep this team. But it's just aggravating, man, because this team does have the talent. Yesterday's win, I feel like, is a little bit more imperative. I don't know about you, but look, before tonight's game, the Knicks were at 12.5 games behind. Pacers were 16.5 behind. Now it's 3 games behind. The Pacers are only 3 games behind. And so I understand that you could say, hey, these games aren't important. I do think they're important. I would like to see the Knicks get the 3rd seed. I would like them to be in that position, right? Even though you may have a date with the Boston Celtics. Look, I would like to see them play the Pistons, not because it's necessarily going to be a cakewalk, but they don't have playoff experience, and that should play for the Knicks' favor, right? And so now I'm here saying, can we rely on the Knicks to win some of these winnable games when you don't have Jalen Brunson? So for me, I'm not going full panic, but I got my spidey senses tingling right now. All right, the antennas are up. I'm watching the standings now because the Pacers just won an OT against the Brooklyn Nets. And so for me, man, it's a little disheartening.
Yeah. No, I'm not in a panic mode, man. I think a lot in the fan base are in a panic mode. I'm not worried about the seeding. If they finish third, they finish third. They finish fourth, they finish fourth. They'll still have the home court. You don't want to drop to fifth, obviously. Right?
So you would rather face the Milwaukee Bucks than the Detroit Pistons. That's who you want in the first round? Because that's essentially what you're asking for. If you drop to 4.
Yeah. You got to play who's in front of you, man.
Okay.
I don't think you should be playing to avoid one team or another. Right? You got to respect all opponents. Mm-hmm. Each series is going to present its own challenges.
Sure.
But I still favor the Knicks in a matchup of both teams.
But I'm sure you have a ranking of who you'd rather face in the first round.
Yeah.
Rather than, than not. So.
Yeah. I do.
So who would you want to see in the first round then?
I'm gonna get to that tomorrow. I got Ariel Hawani on the show. We're gonna rank all the opponents, man. And we're gonna rank all the opponents.
Content king special over here.
Obviously, I'd like to see the Detroit Pistons first. Like you said, based on the inexperience. But we are gonna rank the opponents. Yeah. But listen, man, I do. I think we're okay. I see a lot of people in the fan base panicking. I still think they'll be all right. Teams get into ruts like this. You get two nights of rest. You go home. And you run the Wizards out the gym. I'll be there. I'll make sure of it. Somebody said if they don't win, they'll be booing at the Garden. I'll be leading the boos if they don't win. But they're all right, man. They're going to be all right, man.
Let me ask you this. Yeah. Because, actually, let me start off with this.
Yeah.
The team looks tired. I get the schedule plays a factor into this. But this is just giving me a little, I'm telling you, the spidey senses are up, man, a little bit. I'm not full panic mode, but there's when I'm seeing a talented team and when I'm seeing Tom Thibodeau also, it's a compound of things, right?
Yeah.
It's a tired team. Tibbs not going to the bench on the second night of a back-to-back after you just had to travel from New York. You just got back from the West Coast. You played in New York. Then you go out to San Antonio. Now you're going out to Charlotte. And then you decide to really go with 7 to 8 man rotation tonight. The thing that it just reminds me of is when 2 years ago we watched Emmanuel quickly go off in TD Garden against the Boston Celtics. And Julius Randle had a hell of a night that game too. All right, that game went into double overtime. Double. That after that game, you look at Randle's body language, just rewind, and that man was not the same after that game. He looked exhausted. He looked fatigued. And I think players just do hit a wall. We talk about the rookie wall.
Yeah.
But even vets hit a wall, man. And so that, to me, this is why I'm saying the antennas are a little raised, man, because these guys are just a little out of sync for a talented team against 2 bottom-feeding teams. I feel like, especially against the Spurs now, man. Like I said, losing to the Hornets on the second night of a back-to-back after you lose to the Spurs, that hurts a little bit more, man. And so, to me, I'm just hoping these guys are not hitting a wall right now where these guys should be well-rested and ready to go for the postseason because, look, we know we don't have a strong bench. This team was getting outscored 30-0. And so I hear that we got to rest the starters, man. I hear it. But then when you watch your bench go 30-0, it is tough to say, hey, let's go to the bench when you're trying to win games. But then if you're Tom Thibodeau and that's what you're going to do, rely on your starters, then you got to worry about are they going to hit a wall sooner rather than later.
Yeah, they probably are hitting a wall right now. The good thing is season ends April 13th. You get a week off before playoffs. You get the captain back. And you get back to it. When you get into a series, you're not doing all this travel, blah, 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 here, there, everywhere. Things start to normalize. Regular season is not the postseason. It's 2 different things. I'm not worried about, Svi Mamaluski dropping 34 on the team off the bench. He had a hot night. You give it to him. Flavor Flav is all up in his... That's all right. You let them have that. Playoffs is a different story. Get the captain back first, and then let's talk. Knicks shot 40% from the field. Hornets shot 48%, man. They much better shooting night. 46% from the field. The Hornets couldn't miss. The Knicks got outscored from 3 by 15. And shoot 25% from downtown. I mean, how many of those threes? OG had about 3 of those, 10. Towns had 2 of those. And nobody else could really hit. Nope. And nobody else could really hit a 3 tonight. Knicks go 80% from the charity stripe, 16-20. Hornets 82%. Knicks get smoked on the boards, 52-38 tonight.
Oof.
52-38. So, Not much contributions there. 26-25, they win the assist battle. Turnovers, not that many. Only 7 for the Knicks, leading to 8 Hornets points, and Hornets turning the ball over 12 times, leading to 8 Knick points. 10-9, they win the fast break battle, but not enough. They did lose the points in the paint battle. The Knicks did 52-46. Largest lead of the night, 4 by the Knicks in the first quarter, and 19 by the Hornets. 19, bro.
19.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest takeaway is the rebounding, CP. Look, you lose 52-38. It just tells you everything you need to know about how this game went. The physicality, the effort, the hustle play, the fight for the 50-50 ball just wasn't there for the Knicks tonight. And you can see that in the categories you just listed. Second chance opportunities, even though it was 12-10, Knicks lost that one by 2 points. Look, in this type of game, every point matters, especially when you don't have Jalen Brunson. You want to talk about points in the paint, getting the boards, getting those second chance opportunities. Charlotte won that one 52-46. Even when you get the board and you go out into fast break, I know the Knicks won 10-9, but still close in the balance for that one as well. The rebounding just, translates to so many different things. And the Knicks, if you're not going to compete on the glass, it's very unlikely that you're going to win unless you have a miraculous or stunning shooting night, which they didn't have that either. So if you're not going to shoot well and you're not going to fight for the boards, it's not a good recipe to win.
Underdog Fantasy is the place to play if you're a fan looking to cash in on some of your favorite athletes' performances. Available in over 30 states, including New York, California, and Texas. Just call your shot on higher or lower on 2 or more player stats for your chance to win real money. Use our promo code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. So download the Underdog Fantasy app today and turn every bucket into a W. All right, let's go to Zay. Zay's ready. Zay's always ready. What's good, man?
Yo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. We got you, bro.
See, this is why you stay with the regulars. All right?
That's
the regulars was ready to go. Y'all tried to pull up some new guys. Tried to pull a Tibbs, This is why Tibbs don't go with the new guys.
Oof.
He stay with the true and ready guys. No, I'm just kidding. These games are getting a little bit. I'm not worried because at the end of the day, we're still trending to have a better record than last year. And, we've been, I've been on the consistency thing, right? Incremental increasing of just building on what we have, right? We kind of took a step back with the trades for Macau and Cat, but meaning we kind of gave up a lot of our assets to get them in. Now that they're here, we can kind of shuffle the board a little bit and continue to build on top of that, right? Where everybody needs to remember this is year one. Dolan said it. Jalen, Josh, everybody said it. This is year one, but we're built for long-term success. So we got to stay consistent and not necessarily jump off the wagon now, because what that's going to do is that's going to buy into all of the ha-ha, laughing, LOL Knicks content that's been out there for years, for decades, where as soon as we get close, we freak out because we want to just jump the line. And then we just give everything up and then shuffle the card again and start all over, right? We got to stay consistent and stay into what the team is doing and continue to build off of that. We know what our weaknesses are now. Going to the offseason, you find that weakness. Campaign ain't it. Our bench is pretty bad. And all we're going to do is just right now, we got our starting 5. We just need a bench. And I think we're going to have – I don't know what the money looks like. Maybe that's something y'all could talk to at some point, but we're going to be okay. I want people to just calm down, settle down, and relax. And, that's all I wanted to throw out there. But at the end of the day, man, remember this is year one. We got 5 years to get the ship right. So just wanted to say that, man. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Shout out to Zay. Shout out to Zay from Maryland, man. I don't pay him, man. Zay, I like to go to Zay because he's level-headed. He doesn't think with a lot of emotions. A lot of fans are emotional game to game. Zay keeps it. He's level. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of have an understanding of what he's gonna say because he's been a long-time caller. So I have an understanding of what Zay's gonna say here.
That stack of money is dwindling quick behind you, man. But no, I agree with what Zay says, man. Look, it's year one of the whole product. The concern for this season is strictly for this season, right? when I talk about fatigue. I'm not talking about for years ahead. I'm talking about you still invested in this team. You still want to see them perform. You actually want, like, if anything, you don't want them to lose to the Pistons. If they're going to lose to anybody, you want them to lose to the Celtics. Obviously, the best thing would be them to defeat the Celtics, make it past that way, you know, oh, hey, this is where we're strong. This is where we can only get better, right? And the reason why they should want to face the Celtics is so that way they know how to tweak the roster even more and seeing where those weaknesses are. If this team's truly built to go to the ECF and face either the Cavs or the Celtics, you got to face them to see, all right, what do they expose on the regular and how can we fix that? You know, getting Mitchell Robinson back, that helps saying, hey, now that we got Mitch back and we can throw him out there against the Celtics, does he cure some of the woes with Cat at the 5? Can we actually leave them out? Can we leave him out there? And so that's why, for me, man, that's why I don't want this team to be tired in the postseason. That's why I want this team to go as far as they can, because I want them to learn on what they need to add to this team to get better for the years to come.
You know what they need to add?
Your free throws.
Number 11, Jalen Brunson.
We know he's going to return, man. I mean,
number 11. He's not tired. Yeah. He's not tired mentally. He's not tired physically.
He's healing right now. He's chilling on
coming back to
kill,
man. I'm trying to tell you, relax. Just let him come back and heal up. He's got to go in a hyperbaric chamber. You know, get right. Get the ankle right, man. We got to get the ankle right. And
what
he's
going
to
to
come
about the hyperbolic time chamber.
What you know about that? Is that a Dragon Ball Z reference?
There you go. Now you learn it. Now you're starting to pick it up. You get it. There you go.
My video's chopping up. Hang on. Is that a Dragon Ball Z? That's right. Because the guy was in the joint. Okay.
Yep. There you go.
Right.
Now you see. Now you learn it, man.
Okay.
They always said an old dog couldn't learn new tricks. But
okay.
Hey.
All right.